Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today I have a group of planners that are all weekly planners, but they all are highly focused on goals and setting your goals, checking in with your goals, and achieving your goals. I have had a couple questions about this of which planners focus the most on that. So I thought I would do a video and group them all together and do a quick walkthrough of each one. I do have separate review videos on each of these, and we're not going to be going through each planner extensively. So if you see a planner that piques your interest, make sure to watch those separate review videos. I will link those below down in the description box. So we're just going to walk through each of these quickly, and that way you can kind of compare them and see the main differences and what they have that are similar. 3 of these are bound books. Only 1 is a spiral bound. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with our 1 spiral bound, actually. So this is the Lucky Life Tools 2018 Life Planner. This is on Amazon, and I had a really, really big response to this when I first did the video on this planner. And I have had many people email, write me, tell me that they have bought this planner and they love it. Like I said, we're not going through the planner page by page. I'm going to show you the main aspects of the planner. All right. So this planner, the Lucky Life Tools, is really focused on goal setting. It has great paper. I'll say that right off. It's a quality planner. So if the setup works for you, the quality of the planner is superb, in my opinion. It even comes with a ribbon marker, which most spiral planners do not. It starts you out with a life map, and it divides your categories into personal, social, and professional. And then I even started filling out some of these because that's how intriguing it is. It draws you in, and it makes you want to fill this out. Even though I wasn't going to be using this planner this year, I thought I would work a little bit on the goal setting part of it to see how it felt to me. And if you are someone who really wants to work on your goals and achieving some things, I think this is a great planner for you. So it divides out your personal, social, professional again. And then it asks you to think of your goals and priorities in each one of these categories under that big subcategory. And then it asks you to think of your long-term goals in the categories and when do you want them complete by. It completely walks you through this, and they give you really good guides walking you through this in here. So it may look a bit complex. It may look intimidating, but they really walk you through it well and explain it well. Then you have a prioritizer to help you figure out what you want to prioritize in your life. So they really take you through and explain on all these pages what you need to do. Then you take 1 goal. This is an individual goal worksheet. Your vision, your why, your people, your resources, anticipate, details. Okay, then your steps and milestones for that goal with the tasks under each step, complete by, routine schedule to help get that goal done. So you have a 2-page spread for an individual goal, and you have several of those. You have 3, so you have 3 big individual goals for the year, and you have a 2-page spread. Okay, they made 1 into compact. So you have 2-page spreads for an individual goal worksheet, and then you have a compact 2 other goals, but in just a 1-page spread. So maybe smaller goals that won't take as long to achieve. Then you have your whole year looking at it in a timeline to map it out by quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, and meeting those goals and those steps along the way to help you track that. Then you have a really helpful entire year spread right here. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You can see how they faded every other one. You have your entire year. You have a box for every single day. I really think this chart is great for looking at your goals and mapping out when certain steps are going to be done and when certain goals are going to be achieved. Then you have a really unique calendar spread. They started you in November of 2017 in this planner, but they didn't give you a tab for that, so it wouldn't mess up the look of your planner. And I was playing around in it for my video, and planning some stuff out. But let's go in here into March of 2018. So this is a 12-month planner, but they have added in 2 extra months for you. So that's really nice when you buy it early and you want to get started. This is really unique, and I've actually had someone write me back and tell me that they absolutely love this spread for managing their projects and or goals. So this is your timeline for your goals or projects. This is your monthly 2-page spread, but your month is not spread out over 2 pages like normal. So you can see your whole month at a glance here. Yes, the boxes are skinnier. They are lined. It is a Monday start, and your weekends are grouped together in shaded gray. I actually think that visually this works really well. And you are looking at your timeline. You have every day of the month labeled out. And then you have 2 columns for your goals and your projects of when certain steps and things will be complete. You can look at that laid out right here and mapped out on your calendar also with your schedule. And over here, they take you through that of your goals and priorities for the month, your focus, and balance your top priorities. I'm not going to go into great detail because I did that in my other video, but this is what their monthly spread looks like to carry over all the goals you set into your month. Then your weekly spread starts, and you carry over your goals into your week also. You have your focus. You have a tracker box for the week. You have some other boxes that you can track your goals in and your focus in. You have boxes to track your routines and behavior. For a lot of those might coordinate with your goals. And then you have your 3 categories: personal, social, professional. This is your weekly review. Notable events that happened in those categories with your goal, milestones completed, that type of thing. You have a shaded area up top for probably any to-dos to list. And then you have a time schedule from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. You have a focus box, like with your bullseye, your target, right there at the top. I actually think that this is a really great spread, functional. It makes sense to me. It's easy to read. You can add any colors you want in because it is all black and white. And so every week is the same thing, and it's carried over. Your goals are carried over here, okay? And at the end of each quarter, you have a quarterly check-in. So this is at the end of March, right here. March ends, and then you have a quarterly check-in, which is 2 pages. Okay, you are going to rate how you're doing on your personal, social, and professional goals under those categories that they have helped you to write out your goals in. And then you're going to look what's going well, what isn't going well, and your next steps for those goals. Then they talk about your tracker results and what notable happened in that quarter. So you have a quarterly check-in as well as your monthly check-in and your weekly check-ins. So here's another month view. Okay, then at the very end of your planner, you have a life goal section. But I wanted to show you this. At the very end, you have annual reviews. So this is the end of your year. So you have your quarter 4 check-in on your goals. And then you have your annual review, where it asks you these questions to look over 2018. And you have your annual review of your wellness, interest, lifestyle under personal life. Then you have your annual review of your social life, family, community, romance, professional life, work, money, contribution. I really like their categories and think they make sense. Then you're going to start thinking about your 2019 as this ends. And they're helping you come up with a master plan to go into your next planner for 2019 from taking what happened in 2018. Then your last tab is life tools. You have a self-inventory section right here. They help you figure out what do I want to focus on based on what do I value the most in my life? What ideals do I stand for? What invigorates me? They walk you all through that. And they help you rate your life satisfaction in personal, social, and professional. Okay? So you're going to get to rate that in January of 2018. And then you come back and you do the exact same thing in December of 2018 and see how it changed. See how your year went. Okay, then you have a decision maker helper here, which I've never ever seen in a planner or anywhere else. What it is, it talks to you about if you have a complicated life decision, there's lots of variables that come into play, and they help you to weigh each of those variables and decide what might be your best options if you have a big decision. So they walk you through, they tell you exactly how to do that. And then they tell you how to pick your criteria for that decision, weight the criteria, and judge that based on an option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 4. So this is really interesting because you can take a question, a big decision you have in your life, take their guidance, and let this help guide you to make that decision. You have a belief changer if you want to take an old belief that you want to change, and a new belief that you want to bring in. Habit builder, habit breaker, they help you walk you through that. Creativity booster, mood booster page with tons of ideas and actions to take. Internal resources. This is you can wait until you achieve your big goals to feel good, but why? You only live each day once. Try tying your sense of fulfillment to the little ways you could show up for your life every single day. So how to pull from your internal resources and find joy right now. It doesn't matter the situation you're in. You can find joy in whatever life situation you are thrown. Internal resources, they walk you through that. Want lists, reflection lists, track lists, things I love, and then some notes pages, and some graph grid paper back here. They have a good amount of notes pages. So as you can tell, this is an extensive, but it's not too thick. I really like that. Weekly goal setting planner. It does not feel too heavy. It does not feel too weighty at all. It is your typical 7x9 size, and yet it's not too thick at all. And the O-rings are just the right size. They're not oversized like I feel like a lot of O-rings are. So I feel like this is a really functional, easy planner to use. And like I said, you can find it on Amazon. That's the Lucky Life Tools. Let's get into Commit 30. This is their 2018 calendar year one. And Commit 30 is all about, it's a little bit less intensive. It's a little bit less to work through than the Lucky Life Tools Life Planner. It is about choosing one goal per month and committing to that goal for 30 days. All right, so let's look in here. Commit 30. You have this goldish color run all through your planner. It doesn't change per month. You get a view of 2018, 2019, all the major U.S. holidays, and then a notes section. Step 1 is my vision. What do I want this year to look like, to feel like? Within each circle, ask yourself what is the most important to you and what you can do to improve upon these areas for a more balanced life. So they name a lot of areas like physical health, mental health, spiritual health, personal growth. You have home, family, friends, marriage. So you're going to evaluate each one of those areas. Then you're going to choose 12 monthly goals based on that evaluation. They walk you through this and they show you how your daily action steps in the weekly planner are going to lead you to accomplish these 12 monthly goals right here. So you're choosing 12 goals and you're going to focus on one a month. So a lot of these goals can be things like habits you want to build, which will eventually make you, reach your goal. Like if the habit is to find more relaxation time and to find reading time every day, if that's important to you to be able to read more, then you would stick that in as one of your monthly goals. And that's just one example. I don't know why that just came to mind. I didn't want to pick exercise because that seems just what everyone picks. Okay, so they take you through your daily action steps and they walk you through it. You track each day, and then they said sharing your goals is helpful. Share them with friends and family. Okay, so every month you have this really cool monthly motivational quote, and which I really like. And then you start into your monthly goal. Then you have action steps, which will help you reach that goal. And then you have your commit 30 to that goal. This month I commit to, and then you have a 30-day ticker. My reward, commit, plan, succeed. This month I did or did not reach my goal. Why? Overall, I would rate my efforts towards my goal on a scale of 1 to 10. And what are my next steps? Okay, so then you have your monthly views and plenty of notes room down here and notes right here. This month I commit to. So it's carried over to remind yourself on the month. Then on the week is this week I commit to. Because for your monthly goal, each week might require a different step to meet that goal. So this week I commit to, and then there is a box up here that you can use to track that commitment if that fits. Life to do, work to do's, notes all down here. You have some boxes down here you can use in any way you want as like your top 3 tasks for the day, as tracking something, as weather, exercise, dinner, whatever you want to use those boxes for. You do have a time schedule, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. But of course, I really like how it's just to the side and once on each page. So you can use those times, or this doesn't have to be a time schedule at all. It's 3 boxes. It can be broken up any way you want. Morning, afternoon, night. It can be broken up into work to-dos, home to-dos, you know, your workout for the day, however you want to break that up. It is a Monday start to your week. I didn't point that out. And a Monday start to your monthly calendar. So every week looks this way. And every month is the same flow. You get a new quote. And in between every month, you get a dot grid note page right here. And then you get your 2-page, your 30-day challenge for every month. And then you have your monthly spread. And then you have your weekly spread. Then, just to point out, every month is labeled on the side here if you want to try to flip through and find a certain month. That's really helpful. And let's go to the end here. So, that's the end. You can end a story, and that is the end of this year. At the end, you have a Plan Ahead 2019 calendar for the entire 2019. I love that. So as you make appointments, as you're looking at goals or projects or vacations, you have the entire 2019 in calendar pages where you can actually go write stuff in and plan ahead. Then you have some notes pages. Quite a few, a good amount of notes pages. You have a pocket back here, an accordion pocket, and you have a band. Now, that is a little bit more simple approach. You have 1 ribbon marker, by the way, too, and the band functions perfectly. And there is the back of your gold with just commit 30 on there. That is simpler than the Lucky Life tools. So if that looks more about how you like to go about accomplishing your goals, that's another option. Okay, our next option is Passion Planner. This is number 3 out of the 4. I just pulled out the compact size to review on here. So compact is an A5 size, and they also have a classic size, which is an 8.5 by 11. So you can pick whichever size works for you. Passion Planner comes in dated or undated. This is the undated version where you go right in the dates. That's really helpful for if you want to start mid-year and you don't want to waste any, or if you want to skip weeks when you're on vacation or whatnot and you don't want to feel like you're wasting your planner. Many people like the undated for different reasons. They can double up on weeks. For instance, you can label this week the same numbers of the same week in March and label it the same, and one is your work schedule and one is your home to-dos, your home schedule. Or I've seen people, one is just their schedule and the next one is their fitness and food tracking for the week. So you can double up on your weeks that way in an undated. But they also have dated versions. Passion Planner has Sunday start or Monday start. You get a choice. But whichever one you choose, it is the same for the weekly and the monthly in that planner. So for instance, this one is Sunday start. So my month is going to start on a Sunday and my week is going to start on a Sunday. If I picked a Monday start, then my week is going to start on a Monday and my month is going to start on a Monday. They have those options though, which is really nice. Okay. And the one other thing I want to tell you about dated versus undated, in case you're not familiar with Passion Planner, If you pick undated, all your calendar months are up front in a row, just 12 months. And if you pick, so they're all up here, 12 months in a row with your monthly reflection in between each month. And we'll get to that. So it's just a month, monthly reflection, a month, monthly reflection, and so on. And then all your weeks just go in a row. If you pick the dated, then you get the month and then the weeks following it right after. And then your next monthly view and then the weeks following it. So that's the difference in Passion Planner between dated and undated. Okay, Passion Planner wants to help you find your passion and achieve your goals. I really like how they explain everything really well in the front here. So they tell you how will you benefit from Passion Planner, and they start you on a welcome, their story, how this planner is set up, one last thing, and how to stay connected with them. Then they take you right into your passion roadmap and they walk you through this step by step. I have actually filled out a passion roadmap in mine when I used Passion Planner last year for 5 months. And at first I thought, oh, you know, I filled out a lot of goal sections and a lot of planners since I started this channel. And I was like, do I really need to fill out this passion roadmap? But I thought I really do, so I can tell them how it feels. And you know what? It actually opened my eyes to some goals and some things I was wanting that weren't at the forefront of my mind and how to reach those. So I really think this is a really good exercise to do. Your passion roadmap is a step-by-step guide to mapping out your goals. So they take you through it, okay, instruction by instruction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? They take you through how to draw right here and make your passion roadmap and then your game changer. They talk to you about how this planner is set up, why writing down works, why does it work, why does prioritizing work, and they talk to you about how to take your passion roadmap to your game changer, how to break it down, and how to work at it week by week and use your weekly layout for that. They even give you a passion plan example right here and then a weekly layout example. I really think these few pages are very helpful. If you have never used Passion Planner, or if you have and you've never read these pages, I highly suggest reading them if you want this planner to really work for you. If you want to use this for goal setting along with planning, then I highly suggest trying to go through this. I mean, what's the most that it can hurt? You take 30 minutes to read all this and to go through your passion roadmap, and that's 30 minutes from your life. I bet you're going to gain something from it because I did. Okay, you have a monthly view of 2017 because I got this planner in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Sorry, not monthly view. You have a year at a glance of all those 4 years. And then since this isn't undated, you start right into the month. You, of course, have to date your own months then. But then you can write the date on the month however you want, whether you like the number on the left side, the right side, the bottom, the top, whether you like written in light gray highlighter over the entire box, really big, the number 2. However you like that, you get to date it however you want in the undated. And I love Passion Planner because they give you 6 weeks for every month. I love, love, love this. You are never splitting a box, ever. You are never splitting a box for a day, ever. And so you always have extra boxes to number into your next month and in the previous months too. Okay, for every month you have this month's focus, personal work, people to see, places to go, not to-do list. You can, of course, change these lists to anything you want as they help you reach your goals. You have personal projects and work projects for every month. And they divided those out by top priorities and due dates and project, top priorities, project. Break it down, create a mind map of this month's game changer that goes back to your passion roadmap and the game changer. Then after each month, so in between each month here in the undated, after each month you have a monthly reflection. And I think these are really helpful to do. And it's also a really good memento with your planner. What was the most memorable part of this past month? Describe it. What were the biggest lessons you've learned in this past month? Review your planner for the past month and assess your priorities. Are you happy with how you've spent your time? If not, what steps can you take this next month to adjust them? How are you different between this past month and the month before it? What or who are you especially grateful for this past month? Name 3 things you can improve on this upcoming month. What are concrete actions you can take to work towards these improvements? From 1 to 10, how do you feel overall about this past month? End of month checklist. Highlight your accomplishments, reform, they talk about that, and set checkpoints to get back on track. Okay, so then you go and you have your next month, and then you have your monthly reflection, and so on. So let me show you the weeks. You also have a mid-year check-in. So that's somewhere 6 months into here. You have a mid-year passion roadmap check-in. So they tell you they're checking back in with your passion roadmap, seeing how you're doing, seeing if it's changed at all. How do you want to remap it, remake it, change it? So you have a mid-year check-in, and then all your monthly reflections. On the weekly view, let's flip to there. You have a this week's focus, okay, which you're going to draw from your goals or your habit that you want to change. You have a good things that happened this week. I loved filling in that box every week. That was probably my favorite part of the Passion Planner, is that as the week went on, I would just start listing good things in that box. Things that were happening every day, so I didn't have to go to the end of the week and think about it. And by the end of the week, I just had this little box filled with these little nuggets of all the good, wonderful things that I had been blessed with that week and joyful moments. And I love having that little box there to prompt me to do that. They give you a quote every week, which are really motivational quotes, and then they give you a challenge to go with that quote. I like those. They motivated me. Really good plan. I liked it. Like I said, I used Passion Planner for 5 months last year. So I have many videos on Passion Planner and how I used mine and planned in it. So I have an entire Passion Planner playlist if you want to check any of those out and see how I planned in and used mine. Because I think we all make a planner our own and use it in a completely different way. And I love seeing how other people use theirs. Okay. Personal to-do list, work to-do list. Of course, you can divide it into any 2 lists you need to. You have top priority, priority, and errands. Now, these little boxes originally are intended for mapping out how much time you think each item is going to take, but I think most people use them for ticking off boxes, or coloring them in once it's done, which that is fine too. Then you have a space of infinite possibility on every page. Every week. And I love this space because you can use it for anything you need. I just love that it's down there. Some people are really creative with it. Some people love to draw in it. Some people like to scrapbook in it. Some people like to make more lists in it. Many people like to put habit trackers in here. Passion Planner has many free printables that you can download from their website. In fact, you can download their entire planner, their planner pages, to print out and try before you buy, which I absolutely love. So you can print it in the compact size or in the classic size. Try out the different sizes. I did that before I decided which size I wanted to go with and buy. I planned in the classic, the bigger one, by the way. But they have printables, so you can print the monthly views. You can even print the passion roadmaps. And you can use it for free without even buying the planner. I think that is so generous and such a nice thing to do. So you can try out this planner before you buy it. All the other free printables they have are things that go great in your planner. Like you can tape in a habit tracker here every week. I did. You can see that in my planning videos. They have habit trackers. They have water trackers. They have budget trackers. They have workout trackers. All kinds of things. Printables that you can add into your planner. So check that out on passionplanner.com. I will have links below to all these planner companies too, so you can go check them out. Okay, then at the end, that's your weekly view. You have a good chunk of blank paper. I think there's 30-something pages here total. And then a good chunk of graph grid paper. You have an accordion pocket right here, and it comes with some Passion Planner stickers, just 2 big motivational stickers from Passion Planner that all their planners come with. And then you have their band, which functions great. Their books hold up amazingly well. I had no problems with mine or the binding. It held up great. I am a big fan of Passion Planner. If you end up buying a passion planner, I'd love it if you put my email in the referral box at checkout. My email is down below in the description box, and that is amandasfavorites@whitleyspace.com. Okay, our last goal planner is Ink and Volt. It is another bound planner. It is bound like it looks like a beautiful novel, like a beautiful book. It's this beautiful material cover with a nice texture and absolutely nothing on it but their name, Ink and Volt, stamped in the back. It's a beautiful book, and it comes with 2 ribbon markers, which is really nice to have in a bound book because then you can mark your month and your week. So I think that's absolutely a really nice function. Okay, so let's dive into here. I love the navy and the gray. You have your This Planner Belongs To contact page there. You have your Year at a Glance for 2018-2019. Then you start right into your beginning of the year questions. Bring your year into focus. What do you want to leave behind this year? What are the things you want to learn this year? Books you want to read? How will you improve yourself in the year ahead? What would it look like if this year went perfectly? What would you have to be or do? Then you think of your 2018 theme. And what are your main goals for 2018? This planner is pretty simple. I really like how it is clean, simple, and you'll see that as I show you and we get into the weekly pages. Okay, it is a Sunday start calendar for your monthly view, but you have your weekends shaded in. And many people like that. I know that. It does help you separate your weekend and your work week. You have a little note section and you have a focus section for that month. Then every single month follows the same format. Then you have your goals for that month. So your January goals, this month I will. And then you have a dot grid section for any lists or anything you want to work out here, or the steps for those goals. And then you give yourself a 31-day challenge every month. For the next 31 days, I want to make this happen because, and my plan of action is, I fully intend to commit myself to this for the next 31 days. And you sign it and you date it. And then you have days 1 through 31 down here to be able to tick off and check off that one habit or that one goal that you were working on for the 31 days. I think that the way they have formatted this is really smart because it breaks it down really simply. For the next 31 days, what do you want to do? And why do you want to make this happen? Knowing your why is really helpful in every goal. And my plan of action is, and then what is your plan? What are the steps? And then making yourself sign it and having the habit tracker to tick it off is really, really, you can feel bad at the end of the month if you didn't work on that. So I think it's holding you accountable. And then for every month, they give you this blank page, which you could use for anything, but they always give you a prompt. A fresh start means fresh possibilities because this is January. What are some ways that you can make the next 12 months incredibly awesome? Then every week you have a weekly goals page. So weekly goals for January 1 through 7th. Reflect and celebrate at the end of the week. I love this part because I do not think to do this at the end of each of one of my weeks. And I really need to start that because in my journaling, I need to start this. Because I think if we look back on the week and we look for all the good and we celebrate everything, that we worked hard on, everything that we accomplished, I just think that gives us more motivation for the next week to come. And it's looking for the good. And I really like that. Review. You're going to review every week your yearly goals, your monthly goals, last week's progress, and your 31-day challenge. So every week you have a check-in on those things. This is what your weekly outlook looks like for your week. It is very, It's very just fresh, minimal, and open to any way you want to make it. So you have your days numbered up here, really small. Saturday and Sunday, you only get a half a space, and they are shaded gray. Weekly outlook, January 1 through 7th. They do have the words morning, noon, and night written really, really lightly in gray right there. but you do not have to follow them. I like how they've done them really lightly and how they've only put them on the first box of the week. So the rest of the boxes, they are not on there. So you can use these 3 boxes any way you want to. You can use them, you know, break it up, work, home, dinner, and fitness, however you want to break it up. I also like how at the bottom of the pages, they have the month and then they have the page number, because that just makes it really helpful if you want to flip and find a month. Like I can find August really quickly by just flipping that way. So then every single week, it follows that same pattern. Every single week you have a prompt to write about something. And like this one says, optimism puts everything in a new light. What are you excited for this year? Think of some ways in which you can start the year on a positive note. So every week you have a positive prompt there. You have weekly goals, you have reflect and celebrate, and then you have your review, your check-ins at the end of the week, yearly, monthly goals, last week's progress, and 31-day challenge. Okay, this is just how mine looked with some pen tests and planning a week in it. It takes all pens really well. It takes Paper Mate Flair colored pens, highlighters. It took them great. Then your next week, you have another prompt and your weekly goals in the next week. So at the end of the month, this is the last week of January, you go straight into your February layout, and then you go into your February goals, your 28-day challenge for February, and then you go into your weekly goals to start that month. And then you start out your new month. So that is the format this planner follows. At the end, you have a looking back at the year page, okay, where they're going to ask you some questions to wrap up the year. You're going to also keep track of these throughout the year. I love this. Your 2018 achievements. Write about your achievements right after they happen. Include enough detail to learn from your success so that you can make it happen again. I love that. And I think that is so true. Reflecting on our achievements, reading back in our journaling, these are the things that teach us in our life. We can see, how did I make that hard thing happen? What did I do? And so you can repeat that again in your life. And I love that you come in and put these achievements in as they happen throughout the year so that you don't forget about them. And what an amazing thing to look at the end of the year. I have started a page like this for myself in my life book, which is just kind of like a journal book to last for several years. I have a video on it, but I have put my like level up page or my achievements, because it's just something that spurs you on to keep going, to doing more hard things, to knowing, wow, I did that. I can do the next thing. So I think that's a great page to have in there. You have some blank dot grid pages at the back. The whole book is 280 pages. And then you have a little pocket back here that can hold, you know, a few papers in it. It's not an accordion pocket, but this is a really nice bound book. If you're walking around an office or something, it's portable. It's easy to throw in your bag. It's the size of a novel. So here's an A5 size, and they're pretty much the same. It's a teeny bit bigger, just to let you know. So it's a teeny bit taller and it's a teeny bit wider, but not much. But it is a lot thicker than Passion Planner. So it does have more pages in there with all those monthly check-ins and weekly goal check-ins. So there are just more pages in there, but it still feels very portable. Okay, guys, this video was way longer than I intended. I hope that it's helpful. I hope that it wrapped up. These are all the main weekly planners that really focus on goals. And so let me know down below if you've ever used one of these. I would love to know how it worked out for you. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Happy planning and go after those goals. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.